hope you guys are doing well. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. It will really mean a lot to me. So in this tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this Canadian smoke sleeve. Okay, you can see this is the first one I made. You can see how beautiful it is. So I made an off-shoulder top, which we have this Canadian leaf smoked. I mean, what do you call it? So I thought I should explain to you guys how I was able to make it. Okay, so this is the first one I made, and when I attach it to my off-shoulder Igbo blouse, this is how beautiful it's going to look. So let's make the second one together so that you guys can understand how I was able to make this beautiful stuff. All right, so for this sleeve, the material I'm using is a doll face material, and the width is 60 inches and the length is 18 inches. Okay, so that is what actually gave me this beautiful Canadian smoke leaf pattern sleeve. Okay, so the width is 60 inches and the length is 18 inches. Next thing I'm going to do is to fold this material into two. Once I fold it, I will secure it with a pin very well. So once I secure it with a pin, what I'm going to do, from the edge of this fabric, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So this 1 inch will serve as the elastic casing. Okay, so I'll come down by 1 inch and I'll mark it out like so. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to do is from this edge, I'll also come out by 1 inch. So this 1 inch will serve as the sewing allowance, the seam allowance. Okay, so I'll mark it and I will also connect it like so. So after mapping the 1 inch for the elastic casing and the 1 inch for the seam allowance, you are going to get your top. Okay, and you are going to place it like this. You see the top, I've already finished it. If you watch my video on how to make an off-shoulder top, you will see that this is very simple. Okay, so after sewing your top to this level, just get it and make sure that this seam line is on this line. Okay, the seam line of your main body is on the same line of this sleeve. So the seam line of this body is on this line. So if you watch my video on how to cut an exaggerated off-shoulder sleeve, you understand it very clearly. Okay, just make sure that this seam line is on this line and this edge is on this line. Okay, so that by the time we turn this inside for the elastic, it's going to match, and by the time we sew this 1 inch seam allowance before joining it, is going to match just like the first one I did. It's just the same way. I've sewn the seam allowance and also I've also turned in the elastic casing. So after doing that, you can see that it's matched. So this is the same process we want to follow now. Okay, so once I place it this way, I'm just going to use my chalk to map out the armhole. So this is an easiest way of cutting an off-shoulder sleeve. Okay, so you can see that. So once I mapped out the shape, I'm just going to cut it out. So guys, I've cut out the armhole, and you can see I also notched where the elastic casing is going to fold from, and also where the seam allowance is going to be taken from. So the next thing I'm going to do is to open it up like this. So before I create the grid lines for this Canadian smoking leaf pattern, I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'll fold the 1 inches I mapped for my elastic casing. Okay, I'll fold it, and I'll also fold in this 1 inches for the elastic casing and the hem too. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. I'll fold the hem and I'll also fold this by 1 inch. Then I will come back to show you guys what next. So guys, I've gone ahead to hem the upper part, and I've also gone ahead to hem the lower part where we are going to insert our elastic. Okay, and I've also gone ahead to create the grid lines where we are going to create this leaf pattern Canadian smoking. So what I marked was 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So you can see this box, it's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So I marked 2.5 inches horizontal, and I also marked 2.5 inches vertically. So I've done the same thing for the whole fabric. I've created the grid on the whole fabric, and this place where the armhole fall on, I'm just going to leave it blank, okay, so that by the time we create this leaf pattern, it's not going to abstain us from, you know, joining our seam line. Okay, yeah, so we are going to go ahead and create the Canadian leaf pattern smoking right now. Now watch carefully what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this place blank, and I'm going to come to the second box and draw this line like so. Then I'll also leave this box blank, and I will come to the second box and I will draw this line. Okay, so I'll move to the next line. I'm going to draw another. I'm going to come up at this box and I will draw this line like this. Okay, then I will leave this second box. I will come to the third box and I will draw the line like this. So you can see how the line is facing each other. So you watch carefully what I'm doing and do the same thing for your own. Okay, I'm going to leave this box open and I will go to the last box and I will draw the line like this. Okay, so after that I'm going to skip a whole line. Okay, so this line, this box at this line, I'm going to skip it. I'm not going to do anything on it. So I will skip this line and I will move over to the next line. So whatever I draw on this first line, I will draw it on this line, and whatever I draw on this second line, I will draw it to the line following it. Okay, so I will do it now. I'm going to skip this box just like I did here, and I will mark this line like this. Then same way I skip this box here, I'm going to skip it here like this, and I will come to this place and I will draw this line like this. Okay, so the same thing I did on this second line, I'm going to do it here. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. So I'm just going to come here at the first box here, and I'm going to draw this line, and I will skip this box and I will also draw this line like this. I will skip the next one and I will draw this. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I did. So what I did on this first and second line, that is what I also did on these lines. Okay, so I have 1 2 3 4 5 lines. So whatever I did on the first line, that is what I did on the fourth line, and whatever I did on the second line, that is what I did on the fifth line. And I left this line, this box is here blank. Okay, so I'm going to proceed and do the same thing for the rest. So I'm still going to skip another whole row. Okay, I will move over to the next row and I will continue what I did for the rest. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I'm doing basically. So I'm going to skip. So I'll also do the same thing here. And I'll do the same thing here. So I'll continue like this till I fill up these boxes. Okay, so guys, I've gone ahead to draw these lines on each of the boxes just like I showed you guys. Okay, I hope you guys understand. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to use my needle. Just get your needle and we are going to start picking these points. Okay, so you are picking this first point, so you put in your needle like so, and you also put put it in on the other point. So once you put it in, you are going to gently drag it together like so. Okay, so once you drag it together, you are going to secure it very well. So you make sure you secure it very well so that it won't get too loose. Okay. So I'm just going to cut it like this, and I'm still going to tie it up. Okay. So once you do this for your own, it's not going to lose in any way. So once you tie it, you trim off the excess. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the next line on that same row. I will do the same thing I did on the first one. Okay, I'm just going to pick these 2 points and I'm going to secure it just the way I did for the other one. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do basically for all those busts I marked this line. So you should go ahead and do the same thing for your own and tie it quietly, and you are going to see the results. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I will show you guys the results. Okay, yeah. So guys, I have done the 2 rows and you can see how beautiful it's looking already. So I want to clear you guys in case if you don't understand what I explained earlier. This is a graphical illustration of what we did. Okay, so this is how I marked this on our sleeve pattern. Okay, so you can see how I marked it. I marked this on the 2 first row, and I left 1 row blank, and I move on to the other next row. I did what I did for this and this on this 4th and 5th line. I also left a blank space and I move on to the other line. I also did whatever I did here on this line. So this is how you are going to continue till you fill up your sleeve pattern. Okay, I hope you understand this very well now. All right, so I'll go ahead and finish up this, and I'll be back to show you guys what next. So guys, for clarity's sake, this is the 2 points I'm picking with my needle. Okay, so you are going to pick up these 2 points. Okay, so this is the 2 points I'm picking with my needle. Okay, so you can see these points. That is the point I'm picking up with my needle. Okay, so once I pick them, I'm going to tie them up. Then I'll go to the next bust and also pick these 2 points, tie it up. I'll go to the next point, pick these 2 points, I will tie it up. So that is basically what I'm doing. Okay, so guys, I've completed the process and this is how beautiful it's looking. Okay, look at the back of the clothes and look at the right side of the sleeve. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut an elastic of 8 inches. I will fix it at the upper side which has the armhole, and I will cut an elastic of 9 inches and I will fix it at the hemming side. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to join it at the same side and I will proceed to fix it on our beautiful Igbo blouse. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you find this video helpful, you should consider giving it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.